All right, I'm gonna attempt to show you how to use GitHub from Visual Studio. I'm already logged in, but I'm gonna log out and we'll see how to get back in. So let's do this. Remove this account. Okay, and now we're going to reconnect. Okay, so you click back on your icon or if you have a picture, you'll see your image there. So add another account and GitHub account. Actually, this is probably gonna be a little different for you guys because I am on a company domain, so it automatically authenticates me with the domain credentials because I'm already logged in my Visual Studio to my domain account. So, but clicking that connect to GitHub should take you through the processes of connecting to your GitHub account. Um, let's go back to Visual Studio. It shows that I'm now connected. It'll probably be different for you if you don't have a domain authentication. That means that you just have your own personal account linked to your Visual Studio, your personal GitHub account linked to your Visual Studio. All right, so let's start a new project really quick. And okay, and by default, Visual Studio will be set up to connect or to synchronize your repos to this path. Whatever your user profile is, it'll vary for you, obviously, and then it'll go into source and repos. In my case, I like to put these ones. I have a other root of C drive. I have a Visual Studio folder. That way, I don't have to dig in to the folders right there, Visual Studio files. Okay, and I select that folder so that way that's where the project's going to be created, and I hit create. Okay, at this point I have not synced up this to GitHub yet. It's just starting a new project, right? So let's just create a quick message here, and we save this project, and now I want to connect this to GitHub. I normally go here to this tab. If you don't see this tab, you gotta go to your here, edit, no, view, and then you go to Git. Let me get this window out of the way here. View, Git changes. That gives you this tab. See, I'll close it. That tab went away. So if I go to view, Git changes, you get that tab. And now you can create a GitHub repository for this project. It's gonna connect this um, to your GitHub, to your account. I have two. Yes, yeah, that's right. And I have two profiles, my personal and my company. I'm gonna connect this to my personal. Um, Also, by default, Visual Studio will configure this to a private repository. Make sure if you're going to share this with anyone, um, or to have it available um, to public. GitHub gives you access to share it to a specific person as long as they have a GitHub account, I believe, or you make it public by unchecking this private repository. So that'll set it to public. So create this, and that will sync up to GitHub. Right here is showing that should have been done already. There we go. A new GitHub repository has been created for you. If I click on Git repository window, it takes me to managing these branches. Another way to get in here is by going to Git and Manage Branches. So you get in here. Um, Let me go back to, I usually access the GitHub repository by going back to this tab here, and I usually click on Open in Browser. So that takes you directly to your GitHub um, repository. If we look at this command, it'll have the message that I put there. A cool thing that one of the guys in our Revit Academy um, showed us, it was a nice tip, was that you can change to developer mode here, dev, and now you'll get a view that looks like Visual Studio Code. Um, you can navigate your repository, and you can update your code directly here, like if you're in Visual Studio Code. See? So I'm gonna say hello, hello there. Let's add that change there, and then if you click this, you can also, sorry, this one, file save. It looks like you can use the same commands as in Windows, but you can just come there, and then you go here to this little sources control, and then now you can put a message here, commit to, because I already did one before, and then I say commit and push, and that will make the changes in your repo. Let's go back to verify here. If we go back to the .com view, there it is. Changes right there. So that's just how you edit it using that environment. There's this video here that's really good from this guy, the Code Wolf, using the GitHub web-based editor on YouTube. So you can look that up on how to use this development environment on the web. Going back to Visual Studio, you can, let's close this up. This is the easiest way to make changes. Let's actually, now that I make that change on my repository on GitHub, I can pull it down. You say pull, and you see there, it brought it down. It says there now. So now if I make more changes here, another change, and go back to this, say commit 3. I usually write checkpoints there, and I put little phrases here that describe what I'm working on and what changes I made. Try to be short and descriptive. Anyways, after you put a comment, you must put a comment. Otherwise, if you don't put it, let's see, I don't think it'll let you commit, will it? No, you must put a comment. Commit all. And save. I haven't saved the file, saying I want to save it. Yes. And now it still hasn't pushed it up. It's just ready to be pushed. You have to click this button to push it up to the web. So that's synchronizing. If I go back to this view, the change has not reflected there, but I should be able to refresh this page, and there is another. I put an E there. Anyways, change. That's how you push it up. If you want to manage more of the branches, let's make another branch. So let's say you have made a lot of changes and you're still working on this master branch. Technically, you should not work on your master branch. That should just have the code that's already been tested and it's working. Um, you should technically, uh, obviously, this was a test project, but after you make changes to a working project already, for example, we're gonna make, let's say, Control C, Control V to paste, duplicate that line. And this is like line 2. Okay, let's say that that's a lot of changes that I've done, but I don't want to affect my master branch. I can go here and say create a new branch, and you can say whatever you want. I'm gonna say my M1 from master 1 or M2, whatever, master M1. You can name it whatever you want, something descriptive. You make a new branch, and the base is from the master. So I'm gonna hit commit, and it's bring these changes to M1. Yes, and continue to check out. This means that it's gonna automatically uh, switch you to that branch right there, and it's checked out. And so in this case, it released the master. Now we're on the new branch. So if I push this up right now, I think it already pushed it up. Yeah, once you make the branch, it does push it up. So let's go check it. Let's go to the web. If I refresh this, or good, yeah, refresh this, you should not see those changes yet because we are still in the master branch. See, so if I go to see branches, view branches, let's see. Actually, it did not push the branch, so we do have to push it up. So uh, let's say new branch, and I'm gonna commit it. Save. I didn't save. Now I saved. Now I commit it. Now I go back to the web. Refresh this page. So now I have an M1 branch right there. So if I switch to my M1 branch and I go to that command 1 file, we should see the second line right there. If I go back to my master has not been affected. See, alright, so here's the other cool thing. Normally you can commit changes here. For example, if you want to merge this branch, you can do it on the web or you can do it from Visual Studio. So I know this video is getting kind of, I guess, messy, but just showing you multiple ways to do this. So let's go back to the M1 branch. Okay, and now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to history here, pull request, new pull request, and I'm going to go from my M1 branch to my master branch, and I create a pull request, merge M1 to master. Okay, create pull request. Checking to see if there's any conflicts, and then merge. So now, confirm merge. This is going to have both branches with the same information. I'm not going to delete it right now. We're going to delete it later. But it gives you the chance to delete the branch that you already put in your master. Normally, you do that when you're going to continue doing more testing on your testing branches or your development branches. You don't delete it. You just merge your code that has already been tested to your master. Um, let's go back to the main repo. Right now we're on master. If we go look at that command one file, now it's updated with all the code, but we also have the M1 file, which is the same code. Um, let's do that from Visual Studio. Okay, we're gonna say Control C, Control V, and then we're gonna say line 3. And now we're going to put it in line. We're still working on M1 here. Checkpoint to whatever, commit, save and commit, and push it up. That's gonna push it up to GitHub. So again, let's go back to GitHub. If we refresh this, there's line 3 right there on the M1, but the master obviously does not have that. So what I'm going to do is do the merge from M1 to the master, but using Visual Studio. So that's something that you can do from managing the branch. So again, you can access the manage branches from this option here, or you can go to Git manage branches. And here you can, if you were on this is the active one. So right here, let's see, there should be a merge mastered into M. Nope, we don't want to do that. We want the opposite. So let's make this one the active one. Check this one out. There you go. Now I checked this one out, and now M1 gives me the option to merge M1 to master, because if you cannot merge an active one branch that is checked out into another one. See, there's no option to merge. So you want to merge an inactive one. So M1 is not the active one. And now I'm gonna say merge M1 to master. Then merge. Okay, so that merged it. There we go. And now if I go to my solution, you can see it here. Let's see. I want to go to the web and see if that took change. I think I might have to push it. So if we go look at M1 has the line 3. If we go to master, does not have it. Okay, see, let's make sure to refresh it. It doesn't have it. Okay, so we do have to push it up to the web. Even though it got merged, it didn't get pushed out. It only got merged here in your computer in Visual Studio. So let's push this up to the web. Right here, master. Here we go. You can say push, pull, then push. Okay, it's bringing down what was there on the master, and then it's pushing it back up. So let's go check it now. We're on master, refresh. Now it shows line 3. So we technically did a merge just using Visual Studio. Because let's say we don't need this branch anymore. You can delete it here. Let's see, delete right there. There you go. And now we need to update the web, because if we go to the web, that has not taken effect. The M1 is still there, right? Let's refresh this. Yeah, it's still there. So we gotta make the changes to push it to the web here. Even though I deleted it from the local, it didn't delete from the web. So you can go here to this drop down menu, right click on this and hit delete here. Source control. Are you sure you want to delete this branch? Say yes. Okay. And that says it deleted it. So let's go check. Um, Here we go. Master. M1 still there. Refresh. Master. Now it's gone. So the master has all the changes now. Um, let's see what else. Let's try to create a new branch. Let's close this up. Um, Control C, Control V, line 4. And new branch. Right here. New branch. M2. New branch. And yep. Based is the master. And it's gonna make it the primary right now. Now that that's synchronized, it created it. Let's make sure that it's pushed up. M2. Let me see. I have created them before and it does automatically make them here, but let's double check this. Refresh. Nope, I have to push. Maybe I was dreaming. Okay, so 2. Now I pushed it. Now if we go back, refresh, branches, M2 is right there. Line 3, line 4, it has not committed the change. I think I pushed the making of the branch, but I did not make the commit of this change. So I'm gonna commit that change now. Commit, save. Now if we go back and let's refresh this. Not master, let's see. M2 right there. It's right there. Or maybe I'm mistaken about it should have brought it in when I made the branch. Anyways, if it doesn't, you just commit it again. Now what I want to do is delete, synchronize or merge this branch and delete it here. So if I go to history, I usually go to history to do those things. I know there is another way. Let's see, add file, view all branches. Let's try this way. Okay, so M2 new request. We might wanna do it. Yeah, your branches M2. Okay, new request, new pull request M2. You can put a comment, create a pull request, and it's gonna go from the M2 to the master. So it's checking, and now you can merge it, confirm. Now you can delete this branch. Okay, so I merged it and deleted it. So now you could restore it right away if you do it by accident, but let's go back to the branch, which is right up here. And if we look at branches, we only have the master. I deleted the M2, but if we go back to Visual Studio, Visual Studio is still showing here that we only have, that we have 2 branches, right? So if you want to synchronize your Visual Studio, let's do a sync here. Let's see. The branch was not found. If we switch to master, we're gonna bring down the changes, because if you see, if I do a sync, let's see if it does it. Yep, it brought down the changes. If we go look at the branches, M2 is still there. It doesn't exist on the web, but if I switch to it, it's still here. I could push it back up if I wanted to. Let's try that. Or we could delete it by going to the manage, not here, sorry, manage the branches, and right there I can, I don't think I can delete it if I'm on it. No, I have to make this one. I have to check a different branch, check out a different branch, and then I get the option to delete it. And if we go look at the web here, M2, it says it's still there. Oh, that's surprising. Let's see. Did it synchronize anything back up? Master? No, M2 is not there. So maybe it just needs to synchronize. But if I delete this here and I delete this one, um, that should delete it. Yep. Now if I go back to Git, I can synchronize, or I can do it here too. Sync, which we had already done, but anyways, I can call this tab, close this tab, go back here. There's no changes. There's no changes to synchronize up. If this is something that I do sometimes when I'm testing, and I just want to test a quick thing that I'm going to delete. For example, copy. I deleted the line, so I deleted that line right there. I hit Control Cut, Control X. I'll paste it again. Actually, there we go. I'll duplicate another line. Control C, Control V, and we're gonna go to 5. Okay, I'm gonna hit Control S, then GitHub. Right here, if you notice, um, it it tells you that these are the changes that you have made. If you've created more files or created or just updated a file, it'll show the files that are not the same as the one on the web on GitHub in GitHub. So you could, for example, let me add a new file here. Go back to the solution. And let's say Control C to copy that file, and Control V to paste it. I'm gonna rename it. Let's rename it to underscore test. Okay. Need to name the class different. Test. Okay. And now let's save these changes. Okay, if we go to solution, we got 3 files. If we go to git changes, now we see the new file there. So in this file, we could add as much code as we want, right? And if I'm going to save it. I save the changes, so everything's been saved. I could close the solution, everything, but still nothing is synchronized to GitHub in the web. If we go to the changes here, it's saying that this file, it's not synchronized. So if this was all testing, I could technically come back here. Let's close this file. Sometimes when you leave it open, it acts up funny. It still stays there open even though it's been deleted. So I'm gonna go to the solution and I'm gonna revert the changes here, undo changes, say yes, okay, and it still sees the file there. Let's go here to the solution. The file's gone, but GitHub is still The GitHub, I guess, add-in still says that there's a change here. I haven't quite figured out why that still shows up there. If I go to the folder of the project, let's go right click, open Explorer. Let's, do we have, yep, it's right there. So it reverted the changes, it took it out of the solution, but it did not delete the file. If I go back here and I delete it now, now it deletes it and it should be uh, gone from the project also. Yeah, now it's gone. So I was able to use that file to do testing without synchronizing it up and then revert the changes, remove it from my solution, and I'm back to the same stage. That's a cool way to do some testing on a file that you've already been working on, and you just want to do some extra test, but you don't want to accidentally add code that is going to ruin your existing class. So I do tend to use that technique there. I think that is all. If you guys have questions, just ask on the chat, and hopefully somebody else will help you too. All right, bye.